when they had the jump ball and they called a tie-up on that one. Lowry's laying on the ground. Curry literally dove over and just like tackled Lowry, knocked him this way, and then grabbed the ball. I'm like, you can't just dive into somebody's chest to knock him over to get to the ball. Like, that's a foul.
So many garbage calls. And the two biggest things about the refs I didn't like, garbage calls and then the delay. Somebody shoots the ball, it hits the backboard, you get a rebound. Oh, foul. What the hell? We're on a fast break. We're gone, man.
Right, exactly.
I got a guy in the wing. If you're going to call the foul, yes, it's garbage, but call it when it happens. It just messes the flow up of the game. So hopefully that's not an issue. I'm excited about tonight. I mean, you're right. If the Toronto Raptors figure out a way to pull this off tonight, that's big time to go up 3-1. But not just that, to win back-to-back games on the road. But it's not going to be easy. I mean, we saw, looking at the effort Golden State made last game, being down Klay Thompson, being down Kevin Durant, I don't see why they wouldn't have the same effort tonight. And, oh, yeah, by the way, they get Klay Thompson back. That's why, and for me, it's advantage Warriors tonight. But we'll have to see. I mean, like you said, no game has been a blowout at all. So we'll see.
Yep. So, before we get off here, I definitely want to say, we talk about the all-time greats. We talk about LeBron James. We talk about Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson. The names can go on, Elgin Baylor, Michael Jordan. Well, now we're talking about, of course, the NBA Finals records. And we're talking about Steph Curry, who actually just overtook Wilt Chamberlain at number 22 all-time on NBA Finals. He's actually got 662 points scored in the NBA Finals. Right now, LeBron James is second with 1,383. But if Curry gets 30 points the next two games alone, he can actually get all the way up to 15, passing Larry Bird. So he's got Curry's got a chance.
Legendary status right
I was about to say Curry's got a chance to jump completely up. I mean, you got to figure this is 5 years in a row they've been in the finals, and what he's done and how many 3-pointers he makes. I mean, it's unreal. I mean, I was just looking. I think his record was 98 3-pointers in a playoff season, like the entire playoffs, not the finals. But 98 in a full playoffs is just insane.
I tell people, his range starts in the parking lot. I mean, he's proven it. Him and Damian Lillard, man, those 60-footers, 50-footers, 40-footers, they're like layups.
Speaking of which, did you see in the last game, he usually comes out and he does this little shot from the tunnel?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I did.
He came out to do a shot from the tunnel, and the Raptors were practicing on that end instead of the other end. So he didn't know what to do. So he threw like a he threw a full court heave and then came out. But I was watching, and I've seen it before, but I actually watched the video of it where the guy tosses in the basketball and he just tosses it up coming out of the tunnel.
All part of his pregame routine.
Right. It's just, and I'm telling you, believe it or not, those things can mess with players. They mess with their mental. You know what I mean? It just throws your whole game off. Granted, it didn't throw his game off.
Creatures of habits. Yeah,
right. It didn't throw his game off. 47 points. But stuff like that can really mess you up. So kudos to them for doing that. Oh, and we didn't even talk about it. We got to mention it. We talked about Drake and what his role in the finals would be. The only reason I brought it up is two things. One, I saw an article about Drake where he came out wearing Del Curry's autographed jersey. Steph Curry was planning on coming out and doing the same thing. Told his dad to pack one of his jerseys, the exact same jersey, and was going to do it. And Drake beat him to the punch. He was going to do it the next game. Yeah, that's crazy. And then Drake and Draymond, that whole thing. Yep. So after that game, Draymond was walking around or whatever, and he was wearing a Drake hoodie walking around Toronto. So
of course you gotta stay safe, man.
Right, exactly. So I mean, it's all fun and games. I mean, we know where Drake's troll game and what he did, and everything that's been going on in the playoffs this year. But it's all fun and games. I heard Drake and Draymond actually went to dinner.
I read that too.
Exactly. The same day. So it's like, all right, cool. He's got his tattoos covered up. Because he's got, what is it? He's got Curry and Draymond Green's numbers.
Yes, Curry, and he also has Kevin Durant. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's funny. It's all fun and games. You look at the guy. I mean, he's the ambassador. Who knows what's going to happen if they win this game? right?
Oh,
and it goes back to Toronto.
Be through the roof.
That's what I'm saying. I honestly, I just want to
imagine he might have the whole front row. Like he'll have people he's going to pay tickets for to go there just to troll the Warriors.
Oh my gosh!
He had the Home Alone. Where's Kevin sweatshirt?
Yes,
and
yes.
I don't get that too. The Durant not sitting on the bench thing, but that's a different topic for a different show. Doesn't make any sense to me. One thing I want to talk about too before we leave, something that I've just observations I've had. One, the Raptors are missing so many open shots. They'll be either up by a couple of points or they'll be down by a couple of points, and they miss so many open shots. They've got to hit those shots if they want to beat Golden State. And then the second point I want to make, that's something I've noticed watching these games that's really, really important. The big men for Toronto are doing a pretty piss-poor job on the screen and roll. And what I mean by that is they stay in the paint. And when they have somebody, let's say they set Draymond Green sets a screen for Steph Curry. Gasol and those guys are in the paint. You have to get out the paint. You need to be at the top of the key where you know his shooting range starts when he crosses half court. So what I'm saying is, as soon as they come off screen, you need to be right there. You need to get uncomfortable as a Toronto big. I need to be at the top of the key, 3-point range, so that when he comes off that screen, the first thing he sees is me. And then we have a chance to double team. We have a chance to trap. If they don't do a better job of coming off those screens, the Toronto bigs, they're going to get burned all the time. They've got to do a better job. If you look, a lot of those wide open shots that Klay Thompson gets, Steph Curry gets, the Toronto big guys in the paint watching. You got to do a better job of showing and flashing on the screen for sure.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was game 1 or game 2, but I remember Gasol was coming out. I don't know about any of the other guys, but I remember Gasol coming out and really, like, when they did that, Gasol was coming out and double teaming almost and, like, just making his presence felt. But I do agree with you. There's been definitely some lapses in defense, and I think that's why they were able to turn game 2 around the way the Warriors did and go on that big-time run in the second half. Moving forward, though, I think the Warriors, if they're going to win tonight, they're going to have to play better defense. And again, Klay Thompson being back is going to help because he's a big part of what that defense is. But Klay Thompson and Draymond, I just think that they communicate so well on the defensive end, and that's what everybody talks about is. When especially Draymond's calling out, hey, this guy's going here, this guy's going here.
Younger version of KG.
He's like the quarterback of the defense.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
So, but if you watch Game 3 without Thompson in there, it was just kind of like, you know, they were running the pick and roll or whatever, and Gasol went straight down the middle a couple of times, and Kawhi just kept passing the ball. I mean, he had a dunk. He had a dunk. Ibaka had a little floater. I mean, just literally just pick, roll, boom, slide, gone. And they weren't making that cut out. And then in transition, you know, once they started getting that inside more, then Kawhi, you saw him do one move where he kind of hesitated and then he ran inside. And I don't remember who the defender was, but he had no choice but to come up. And as soon as he did, who's sitting in the corner butt naked? You know, Danny Green.
Yep.
Exactly. So, you know, if the Warriors are going to get themselves out of this hole, right, and not be down 3-1, then they're really going to have to step up that one, transition defense, and two, you got to make your free throws. I think they were 25 for 30, but the Raptors were 21 for 22 or something like that. They only missed one free throw the entire game. And you're talking about the Warriors being one of the better free throw shooting teams in the NBA all year long. And you got Steph Curry.
Yeah, Steph Curry's automatic. Him and JJ Redick are automatic.
Exactly.
The worst guys to foul. You might just
but
roll
think
the
about
ball
it.
out of
That's
bounds.
6 points. It's like 5 or 6 points that you gave away right there. And then if you go back and, of course, was it Cousins had a block, which actually shouldn't have been a block because it went off the backboard for us. There should have been goaltending. I mean, there's a couple of plays, and they know that. And you watch the press conference, and they say, look, we've been here before. It's no big deal. We make adjustments.
If I'm Golden State, I'm not feeling. My level of concern in a 1 to 10 is probably about a 3 or a 4. And if I'm a Raptor, my confidence level is probably like at a 5. Don't think this thing is over because it's not.
No.
For the Raptors tonight, they got to withstand the haymaker. Because as soon as the ball gets tipped tonight, they're going to get hit in the face quickly. Barrage of threes, the Oracle crowd going crazy. You got to weather the storm, stay within striking distance, if not get a lead, really, but stay within striking distance. Second quarter comes, everybody kind of calms down, and you're in your game. If you get punched in the mouth and just lay there, it's going to be a long night for Toronto. We'll have to see. So what's your prediction for tonight? I'm picking Warriors by 15 tonight.
Warriors by 15? Whoa.
Yeah.
No, I honestly, I do think the Warriors are going to win. I don't think about 15. I think maybe Warriors by 7 or 8.
Okay. Go by that. So as you guys can tell, the NBA Finals roll on. Definitely make sure you subscribe to the podcast. We are everywhere now. Google Play, Stitcher. We are on Spotify. All you got to do is just search Buckets and Dimes. You can find us, subscribe, share the episodes with friends. We definitely appreciate those that have been loyal supporters to the show the whole time on. We will be here again next week to discuss the NBA Finals and all things in the NBA. As always, I am Joe Cardoza. He's Patrick Hillwig. Until next week.
Peace.